Hi guys, I'm Rotary Swing instructor Clay Ballard, and today we're going to talk about one of the biggest problems out there with low handicap golfers, and that's getting stuck in the downswing. That's not to be confused with getting underplaying. In this first video, we're going to talk about getting stuck, what the motion looks like and how you can improve that. In the second video, we're going to talk about being underplaying and how you can improve on those motions. So first off, getting stuck. Now that's a term that's in relationship to your torso and your hands and arms. So in my downswing, if I'm going to hit the ball this way, if I'm swinging down toward impact and my shoulders and my chest start opening up, they're leading the way and my arms are stuck behind my body, that's getting stuck. So that means that my chest is spinning out too quickly and my arms are stuck behind. It looks something like this. If we're looking at it from down the line, the same motion, my chest is spinning open, my arms are stuck behind, and this is going to make it very difficult to release the club. So my arms are essentially being drugged through by my chest. I'm going to have a tendency to block it out to the right, hit thin shots, or just have overall inconsistent ball contact. So let's go ahead and first I'm going to demonstrate the improper motion. I'm going to go ahead and do a very stuck position in the downswing, and we're going to compare that with a player that has really done a great job of improving on getting stuck from early in his career, and that's Tiger Woods.
Okay, so let's take a look at Tiger here on the left and him demonstrating the proper motion, getting the hands and arms working back in front of the torso. So the first thing I want to mention is at impact, let's go all the way to impact here. The hands and arms have to work back in front of the torso, and we'll get to this later from the face-on view, but they have to work back in front of the chest in order to hit a good quality shot and to release the club properly. So in the backswing, first off, talking about swing plane, this is the reason I would not recommend a very flat swing plane. So if I get my hands and arms way over here and very flat, that's going to mean that they have to move farther to get back in front of my torso as I'm making my downswing. So if I can keep my hands and arms more in front of my chest, now they're just going to have to move a smaller area. They're going to move mostly down to get back in front of my torso as opposed to trying to move back in front a lot. So the first move we're going to talk about here, and the real key to doing this and getting the hands and arms in front of the torso, is getting your right elbow in front of your shirt seam. So here we're going to notice Tiger's shirt seam, and as he starts his downswing, the first thing you'll notice is his right elbow is working in front of that. So if we go back halfway down, now here's his shirt seam again, and look at how his right elbow is worked in front there. Now that's getting his hands and arms back in front of his chest, and now you can see they went from slightly behind his chest to they're already in front of his chest. Now that's going to allow him to keep from getting those blocks to the right. Now on the right side of the screen, I'm going to demonstrate the improper motion. Now my hands and arms are not working in front of my body. We can see that my right elbow is behind this shirt seam, and my chest is pointing up here somewhere, and my arms are trailing well behind. So my arms are in a very stuck position. You'll also notice my shoulders, let's go one more click, they're already square to the target, and look at my club right here. So my club is only about halfway down, and my shoulders are already square to the target. So I'm in a very stuck position. My hands are trailing behind my body. They're stuck behind my torso. One thing I do want to mention with your posture, if I keep good posture, I can work my hands and arms back in front, and my hands are going to be roughly just outside my toes, and that's what we're looking for. If we start to get bad posture, well, A, it's going to be tough to get this elbow working in front, and if it does, my hands and arms are going to be working too far out away from my body. My hands and arms are going to be out here, and then I'm going to be, kind of hitting a poor shot or maybe shanking it or something like that on the downswing. So by working this elbow in front, that's going to help me not only to get the arms in front, get the arms back in front of my torso, but to also keep good posture and feel like I have room to get this elbow in front without standing up out of the shot. So if you're struggling with posture, it's also going to help with that. Okay, now from face on, let's take a look at the same thing. So Tiger's hands here again, he's kept them nice and in front of his chest, so he won't have as much room to make up on the downswing. If he'd gotten very flat behind his body, he'd have a lot more distance to make up to get his hands back in front. But as soon as he starts his downswing, these hands and arms are working in front of his torso. So here we are, let's go when his hands are about waist high, and we can see that already his hands have almost caught up with his chest. His chest is probably facing right here, and his hands are just barely behind. So he's almost already caught up. The hands are working back in front. That right elbow is working back in front. Now on the improper move, let's take a look at mine when my hands are roughly waist high. And we'll see something very, very different. Now my chest is way down here. So my chest is spinning open, much more open than Tiger's, and my hands are way back here. So my arms are stuck behind my torso. As we go farther down, let's take it one more frame down. So my hands are just barely outside my right thigh. Yeah, we both have lag. The club is in a very similar position if we're only looking at the club, but look what a poor position my body is in. My hands or my torso is way up here, way out racing my hands and arms. I'm in a very stuck position. My right elbow is stuck behind my body as opposed to being in front as we're seeing Tiger's here. And I'm going to have a very tough time squaring up this face. So if we're just looking at the club, well, it looks okay. If we're looking at the chest and the shoulders and everything and how it's working together, this is a very poor position on the right, and I'm definitely going to block it out to the right unless I can save it. And that's exactly what I try to do at the bottom, and look how I try to flip this club over in order to get my hands and arms back in front and to release that club. So I finally almost get them in front as I'm way up here, but it's too little too late. That's not going to produce very many good shots unless my timing is perfect. So here we can see Tiger's got his hands, arms in front. He's in no risk of blocking that shot. And then at impact, again, this is a great impact position. Now the chest is facing the hands here also. So if you've been struggling with blocks to the right, this is definitely something that's going to help.
Okay, so now we've seen what that motion looks like. Now it's time to start to fix this motion. Now, the secret to fixing getting stuck has to do with your right elbow and your right shirt seam. So the seam on the side of my shirt. Now in the downswing, I need to keep this right elbow working in front of this shirt seam. So how I'm going to do this, I'm going to start out very, very slow. I'm going to take a video camera just as I am here. I'm going to make some swings, and I'm going to work on going halfway into the downswing and practicing working that club in front of my torso and my body in front of my torso and getting some separation and some distance between this right elbow and my shirt seam. Now I want to do this over and over again so I can get the feeling of getting my arms in front of my body without the shoulders leading the way down. So if you look at this from face on, it's going to look something like this. So as I'm working down, my right elbow staying in front of that shirt seam, I want to get some good space there, and I want to make sure that my hands are in front of my torso. So as we can see here, I've got a lot of lag. My hands and arms are in front of my chest. So if I'm looking at my shirt buttons, my hands and arms are working down in front of my chest. Now, two keys you want to work on with this is that we want to make sure that we're not leaning too far forward. So if I get too far forward on my toes and I've got all this separation, now look at my hands. If I was to draw a vertical line down, they'd be well outside my toes. So as I'm checking this position when my hands are a little past waist high on the downswing, I want to make sure that my hands are basically over my toes. That's the position I want to be in. I want to make sure that this right forearm and the club are kind of bisecting each other in my downswing, just as we saw Tiger Woods doing. That's going to help you stay in posture, keep the arms working in front of your chest so you can get rid of those thin shots and blocks and get rid of being stuck once and for all. So now we understand what it is to get stuck in the downswing. We understand that the hands and arms are trailing behind our body, and we understand how to get those arms back in front. We're going to practice getting that right elbow back in front of our right shirt seam, and that's going to allow us to keep from getting stuck in the downswing. But the next key to this is releasing that. And that happens in the golf swing release. That's where we're going to get the power. So we got to get the arms in front, then we got to release that club to get the power out of this motion and to be able to stop getting stuck, but still hit the ball with some good speed. And a great video for this is the right arm sledgehammer drill. Now this video is going to talk about how to properly use the right arm in the golf swing, much like the throw the ball drill. And we're going to show you exactly what to do to still get speed from this. So if you want to watch this video, go ahead and click the link in the bottom right hand side of your screen. That's going to take you to a place where you can sign up for your free membership. You'll be able to watch that video this one time absolutely free of charge, usually only available to premium members. Plus you're going to receive about 30 high quality instructional videos. So I look forward to seeing you much more in the future. Good luck getting rid of that stuck move once and for all and learning how to add some speed to that so you can start hitting the ball very, very consistently. Hi, I'm the Lag Doctor, Clay Ballard, and today I want to talk about something I know you all care about, and that's distance. Now, when I see students work on distance, they oftentimes use something I call the sledgehammer approach. What I mean by the sledgehammer approach is that they keep the club very close to their body and they rotate their shoulders in the club very aggressively through impact. They get a ton of rotation and try to get a lot of speed with their body. but there's only one problem with the sledgehammer approach. You see, the sledgehammer technique is great for producing power, but it's very poor at producing speed. Now, if you want distance in your golf swing, you need to produce speed, and we do this by creating leverage. So if you want to learn how to create leverage in your golf swing and start out driving all of your friends with less effort than you ever thought possible, you're going to want to watch this video.
Now it's time to take action. Don't let another year pass and still be frustrated with your golf game. This is your year to beat all of your friends. Go to the description below and click the link to sign up for your free membership. It will never cost you a dime, and you'll receive over 2.5 hours of detailed, eye-opening video lessons. Plus, you will be able to see the remainder of this video, only available if you click the link on this particular video. Be the first of your friends to join our 40,000 plus free members. We look forward to having you on our team.